Thank you so much for hopping on today, Saturday, December 10th, 2022, with Michelle. I go by Millennium Michelle. So it's truly an honor to have you guys joined with me today. I'm so grateful that God allowed me to wake up. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful for those that are listening. And I pray that this call is something that you needed. And I'm so happy and honored to show up today and do this call for you guys. So today's topic, it's about healing from your traumas, right? And it's so important, and I want to go over this because we all go through trauma, we all go through something, and we all battling something, right? And I want to be able to be here today to help you guys get over that, right? Or heal from it, right? So our mind has been conditioned by the events we have lived through and people we listen to. It is normal, right? Is automatic, right? So we have learned from these experiences that has created a deep impression on us. Some are positive and helpful, and others have created a patterns of thoughts, behaviors that has hold us back, right? We experience fear, insecurities, and sadness, right? It's normal, right? Because our parents didn't know any better. Our environment, we didn't know any better. We are kids. We were just trying to grow up. We are an adult now. So we are just going through with the flow, right? We're living. But we have to go back, right? You aren't responsible for your childhood, but you need to take responsibility for changing it, right? As an adult, you have to take responsibility to change it as an adult, right? Blaming your past from limiting mindset doesn't fix it. Let's just point that out. It doesn't fix it at all, right? But practicing and seeking a new way of thinking and being, right? My last call was changing your thinking pattern. Today's call is healing your traumas, right? So in order for us to heal from our trauma, we have to seek new ways of thinking and being, right? Practice a new way until it becomes real to you more than your own belief. So let's begin, right? Let's begin on identifying the pain, figuring out what childhood experience it might come from, feeling the pain, detaching from it, right? Eventually releasing to claim a childhood sense of joy, right? So we have to do these things in order to get in touch or in sync with our traumas. We have to feel the pain. We got to embrace it. We got to detach from it, right? And release ourselves from it. So the first step on uncovering our limiting belief is sitting with your traumas. Sit down with your traumas. Spend time with the memory, right? And notice how it makes you feel. Notice how your mind feels. Notice your emotional state and how your body feels. You have to sit with your traumas. We all went through traumas. We have to sit, we have to confront with them. Why? Because that's what's going to help us go to the next level. That's what's going to help us unlock our fullest potential. That is what's going to help us go to the next level of our life, right? Sitting with your traumas. You have to sit with them, right? So there's some limiting belief that we tend to say to ourselves when we're going through a healing process. That, oh, you're too sensitive, you're too weak, you're not gonna get over it by now, you have too much trauma, you're incurable damage, you acting happy to be happy, right? You're avoiding your triggers to keep you safe. Joy isn't something available during pain and suffering. You feel sad, you fear, and you're sad, and it makes you feel vulnerable, so you want to be in control. These are beliefs that limit yourself, that limit your healing. These are the things that we tell ourselves. But why? So I want to go more deep into it, right? And I want to ask you, I want you to ask yourself, have I created a belief because of this memory? Give yourself time. So I first said, sit with your traumas, right? Sit with your trauma. Ask yourself, why I have created this belief? Why did I created this memory? Like this, why did I created this belief to this memory? Sorry. So once you start getting familiar with embracing these feelings and identifying them and feeling them and detaching yourself and releasing yourself, I want you guys to take a three deep breaths. The first one is taking it in, and out this is releasing. The second one is breathing in, breathe out, you're releasing it. The third, right? You are released. So you got to work on this small exercise. Take 3 deep breaths and tell yourself this is releasing. You're releasing it and it is released. So that you are not so attached to the memory. You're not attached to that trauma because you are identifying it. You're becoming aware of it. You're embracing it, right? So when you're looking at your list of limiting belief, go back to the memory attached to them and be the adult who talked to your childhood self in those moments. Because I'm pretty sure we all wish we knew a lot of things that we didn't know back then. But this is the moment. You can do it now. Now is the time. Why? Because it is possible. There's nothing that we cannot do, right? If we tell ourselves that we can't do it, we won't, right? So sit with your childhood self and ask yourself, what will you do differently? How did your childhood self really need to be treated and spoken to, right? Sit with your childhood self and embrace those traumas, embrace those memories, embrace those limiting beliefs that you place into yourself because of those traumas. So you have the capacity to create a new neural pathway or connection to your brain by changing your reaction, your emotion, the physical sensation that comes with it. You could change it. It is possible. Who told you that it's not possible? Why you think it's not possible? Let's start right there, right? You could change it instantly by just changing the reaction, the emotion, and the physical sensation that come from it. It is possible, guys. It is so possible. But I want you guys to believe that it is possible. That is the first step. You have to believe that it's possible, that you can change that limiting belief that is stopping you from being your fullest potential, right? Begin to work on telling yourself that you're learning and developing and strengthening a pathway towards that feeling of growth, right? Begin telling yourself that. And you're worthy of growing. You're worthy of becoming stronger. You're worthy of developing, right? So begin of telling yourself, I am learning and I'm developing myself to change, to feel, to grow, right? So the second step is rewriting your limiting belief. Rewriting your limiting belief. So go back to your list of limiting belief, select 5 memories that cause you to have most doubt, hold you back from taking risk, right? And wish you were brave enough to do it. So take those 5 memories and beliefs that you had hold yourself back from, right? And write that on the left side on your on a white piece of paper, right? And when writing those limiting beliefs, right? When writing those limiting beliefs, you got to remind yourself, okay, this is the memory, right? And you're going to ask yourself, why have I held on to this belief for so long? Right? Why? So on the right side, you're going to write chosen limiting belief, right? You're going to write that. Sorry. On the left side, you're going to write chosen limiting belief. And on the right side, you're going to rewrite the limiting belief, new limiting belief, right? Rewrite the new ones. So on the left side is the limiting belief. And you're going to ask yourself, when you're writing each memory, why have I held on to this belief for so long? Does it add any value to my life experience? What would happen if I didn't believe this? What would happen if you didn't believe that, right? So on the right side, you're going to rewrite each belief in a new way that they are no longer limiting. Instead, becomes more powerful, reminder of your potential growth and freedom. That's what we want here, right? We want to grow and we want to become free. So you have to do these little steps, right? It sounds like it's too much, but you got to take the time to be with yourself. You have to take the time to heal. You got to take time to be in tune with yourself, understanding yourself. This is part of the process of healing, right? So empowering belief could be, I have the power of choice, ability to learn and grow so that I could shape my future. I have everything I need to create a fulfilling and successful life and earn money that I need to support the lifestyle that I want to live, right? I am capable of love and I'm worthy of being loved. My experiences and inner self are unique. I am free to nurture and my talents, and I'm able to discover my greatest impact. I'm able to discover my true potential in within myself, right? So you have to do this. You do this and you remind yourself, I am able to do this, right? So on the right side, you're gonna write all the new beliefs, right? And you're gonna remind yourself each day. So this is a self-affirmation talk that I always talk to myself, right? I always talk to myself when it comes to that. I always remind myself of those things. I always tell myself, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Like I'm always reading it, right? I'm always reading it. So, sorry. So, this is the book that is called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I definitely recommend you guys to get it. I read this affirmation every day and it has helped me, right? So this is the book. By Shaw Shadow. I think that's how you say it. And it goes by this, right? I could do anything I believe I can do. I got it, and every day I get more of it. I have talent, skills, and abilities. I set goals and I reach them. I know what I want out of life and I go after and I get it. People like me and I feel good about myself. I have a sense of pride in who I am. I believe in myself, right? Nothing seems to stop me. I have a lot of determinations. I turn problems into advantages. I find possibility in things that other people never give a chance. I have a lot of energy. I'm very alive. I enjoy love and I can tell, and so can others. I keep myself up, looking ahead and liking it. I know that I can accomplish anything I choose and I refuse to let anything negative hold me back or stand in my way. I'm not afraid of anything or anyone. I have strength, power, conviction, and confidence. I like challenges and I meet them head on, face to face today, especially. I am on top of the world and I'm going for it. I have a clear picture in my mind of what I want. I can see it in front of me. I know what I want. I know how to get it. I know that it is all up to me. I know I could do it. Roadblocks don't bother me. They just mean that I'm alive and running. And I'm not going to stand still for anything. I trust myself. I got what it takes, plenty of it. And I know how to use it. Today, more than ever, today I am unstoppable. I have got myself together and I'm getting more together every day. And today, look out, where here I come. So these are an affirmation that I say out loud each day. I remind myself and it makes me more powerful, right? So I encourage you guys to get this book and start even just starting by saying positive affirmations, right? The second book that I got all these ideas to share with you is The Healing is the New High by Vex King. Also, is a new book that I started reading. I'm almost finishing it. And it's basically just helping you go through the healing of trauma and how to embrace it, right? And just growing through it, right? Another book that I recommend you guys to read is Feeling is a Secret by Neville Godwin, right? So this is a great book because feeling is the secret. You have to feel successful. You have to feel the blessing. You have to feel it in order to attract it, right? You have to, right? That's part of the process. Feeling is the secret. Then we have The Power of the Spoken Word by Florence Silver Shin. So you say. So this is another book I encourage you to read because the power of the spoken word is very powerful. What you say over your life will happen, right? And last, I have not read this book, but I encourage you guys to read it because I read the reviews and it's just the title itself made me want to buy the book. It's The Power of Letting Go, John Perkins. This book is going to be the next book I'm going to read after I'm done with this one. And it's just to help me become more in tune with myself. I'm working with myself. I'm working with healing myself. So it just takes time. It takes time to be that version, but you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work every single day, right? So begin to focus on your whole self, on your new belief. You need to start building a body of evidence to why these beliefs can be true to you, right? You got to start telling yourself, why is this new to me? Why is this real to me, right? You got to just tell yourself that so that you could embrace it, right? Embrace all these things, right? So I want you guys to just understand that it just takes time. It takes time to do this, right? Ask yourself these things. What has helped? What has happened in my life so far that this new belief has supported it, right? So you got to ask yourself these questions so that you could get more in tune with this new belief. What can you do today to act in line with this new belief? How would you behave, move, communicate, and feel in this belief where your deepest truth is, right? Where, how, what can I do, right? Just ask yourself questions. Why we are so afraid to ask ourselves questions? Why? Right? We just gotta just work on it, right? And you need to bring your newly written beliefs to mind on a regular basis. You have to. It's an alarm that you have to do, right? Reinforce positive replacement belief. Write them down, make it visual so that you can see it every time you wake up, every time you do something, you're seeing it, right? Set alarms on your phone as a reminder messages, right? Of these new beliefs that you started to form, right? Whenever you find yourself feeling an emotion, right, in response to one of your limiting beliefs, to take action or to make a decision, right, because of it, pull out that new belief and consider how and what inspires you to feel, act, or choose. You could change your life instantly by just doing these little steps that's gonna take you to heal, right? And just know that when you be writing this new belief, it does a lot of things. You acting as the repairing yourself, right? You're doing things that you wish your younger self knew. As the adult that you are now, you're acting as the person that you're supposed to be for that younger version of yourself. You're showing up, you're leading the way, right? It helps you change your perspective, everything, right? Every time you notice you're acting and reacting, going back to that subconscious belief, it's helping you change. It's helping you notice the pattern, be like, okay, I need to change I gotta react. I have to stop reacting this way, right? And it sparks a new relationship with learning with yourself. It sparks a new thing within yourself to learn more of yourself, right? So in order to heal any wounds, you need to cleanse it, you need to cleanse it, you need to bandage it, and you need to protect it. It's just how you're supposed to do for yourself. You're supposed to protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your energy. Healed, right? Heal those wounds and those traumas that we always tend to just not face it. We gotta heal it, right? So we know how to treat a wooden body, but we don't know how to tend to wooden spirit. And that's very key. That's very important. Our spirit is wooden, right? By the fears that we place in ourselves. But we gotta have faith. You gotta embrace yourself. You gotta believe. So you gotta trust that God is gonna stop the lying mouth, right? You have to understand that He will take you through it rather than pull you out, because He's at work with your will and to do of His good pleasures, right? So understand that God is gonna make you go through it so that you could learn through it, grow through it, right? And be that person that He already saw in you. So God has said to Paul in the midst of the trial, my grace is sufficient for you. Corinthians 2, chapter 12, verse 9. When healing, you need to learn to embrace, accept it, and letting it go. You just got to remind yourself of that always. Embrace it, accepting, and letting it go, right? There's affirmations that you could just start saying to yourself to let go. There's affirmation of letting go. I'm not in control of the past. I'm in control of the now. I'm open to growth and to change. I release all fear of not being perfect. I'm letting go of all expectations. My growth is valuable and it is in my hand and not no one else. I'm not afraid of the new and unfamiliar version of myself. I will go and with the flow and trust the process. These are affirmations that you got to tell yourself each time when you're going through something. And I'm pretty sure it's going to help you change your perspective. It's going to help you change your mood. It's going to help you change everything in that moment. And this is what we need to do. We got to take initiative to talk to yourself positive in the moment of difficulties, right? Learn from the experiences and how you can move better, right? What you give more or less equals to what you will receive. Remind yourself always of that. What you give more or less is what you will receive. So get familiar with your vibration. Is an important part of your inner healing work, right? You have to become aware of it. You have to become familiar with your vibration, right? In order to heal. So if you're hurting, you're more likely to attract people who are hurting. So if you don't believe in your own worth, you're most likely attract people that don't think you're worthy of respect and love. So you have to heal within yourself in order to attract that. You're gonna attract the reflection of who you are. So the idea of loving yourself is key to vibrating to a higher level and changing your life for the better. It's key. Self-care practices is essential to healing. There's no other way. There's no other way. Self-care practice is an essential to healing. Engage in things that you enjoy and that makes you feel supported. Do what makes you feel happy. Do what makes you feel happy. For me, I love and enjoy taking time to love, like self-care. I love it. I enjoy it. Like lighting a candle, listening to soft music, doing my nails, like exfoliating, just doing spot things, spot treatment. Like I love it. I enjoy that. So why not do more of that? Right? So self-love, caring for yourself, is by meditating, let's say, eating well, drinking water, changing your body language, working out, experiencing the present moment is key, right? Walking in the nature, taking a long bath just to be in tune with yourself, enjoy it, right? Reading a book. I recommend you guys a couple of books, so I encourage you guys to read it, right? I encourage you guys to read it. It's gonna help you. Reading new information is gonna change your perspective. It's gonna require the old self to get uncomfortable, to get to that new version of yourself, right? Healing affirmation that you could tell yourself every single day is, I am whole, I am light, I could be open, I play to learn and not to win, I am willing, I value my time, I'm worth of love and belonging, I accept my story without judgment, I choose courage over complacency, right? I choose to embrace who I am right where I need to be. You tell yourself every time, you're gonna change how you feel about yourself. Focus how to make you feel better. Focus how to make you feel better, right? Prove yourself right. Be impeccable with your words. Prove yourself that you can and will heal from your trauma. Prove it. There's no one out there that you need to prove but yourself. What you're going through right now is not your final destination. When a door gets shut down, when a door gets shut at your face, all you got to do is walk up to the hall, because there's a different door that God wants you to walk through, better than the door that was shut in your face. Remind yourself always of that, right? Just know that each time there's a door that gets shut down is because God has something better for you. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm here like putting these music back. So it could go with the motion. It could have you feeling like you're healing. That's the whole purpose of the music in the background, right? So just understand that Isaiah 22, chapter 22, verse 22 says, God will open doors. Believe in that. You have to believe in that. Live your life with expectation that wonderful things will happen, right? God is a merciful God. He didn't bring you this far to leave you. He didn't set you up to fail. He only wants to prepare and progress you. Even if you are wrong, he will forgive you. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, because this is not it. This is not your final destination. What you're going through right now is not your final destination, right? You're your own answer. Everything you need to know is within yourself. God gave you the power to be yourself. That is your power, to be yourself. God will always provide. God can and will always be there. God can and God will, right? God knows everything. God knows the when, the where, the why, the how. You just got to show up each day, do your part, and let everything go. Let everything go. Everything that is out of your control, let it go. Let it go, right? Because that's not for you to control it. Just trust him to do the rest. He knows when and how things will happen in your life. He knows. God will always provide, even in the moment of difficulty. He's always there. Don't think that he left you. He didn't leave you, right? He knows why he know why he placed in your heart and to do on this earth. He knows what. So he will see, he just wants to see how far you will go. So it is why each day you have to wake up each day to live that mission and purpose. You have to wake up each day to live that mission and purpose. Don't live for no one else. Live for God. Live for yourself. Everything else is temporary. Everything else is temporary. You got to live for God and live for yourself. There's a reason why we woke up today. There's a reason why you're here today. There's a reason why you're listening to this call. There's a reason why to everything. But you show up. So I'm proud of you guys. Give yourself a round of applause because you're here today, right? And we take that so lightly. I don't know why. We got to be grateful that we just woke up, right? We got to be grateful. There's a blessing in everything. Behind every moment of diversity in your life, there is a blessing and a lesson. Pain always leaves a gift. Maybe it is time for you to move on. Maybe it is time for you to get uncomfortable. Maybe it's time that God is doing something on you and is making everything else shadow because he wants to move you to the next level that you think you're not capable of getting. Why you think you're not capable of getting to the next level? Why you think that you cannot change your own belief? Why you think that you cannot heal from your traumas? Why? Why? Ask yourself again. Why did I tell myself that I cannot move on from this trauma? Right? Ask yourself, move on from it and letting it go, right? God made you on purpose for a purpose, with a purpose. God made you on purpose with a purpose. Nothing happens for no reason. Everything has a purpose. So you need to become aware what he's doing, right? You need to become aware what he's doing in your life. You need to grow through each situation in order to move to the next level. It's just how we got to go through it. You have to obey that. In order for us to grow to that version of ourselves, we have to grow through it, right? Understand the lesson and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the choices and commitment you made. Forgive yourself. It's okay. We are humans. We're not perfect. We got to move on. Some way, somehow, we got to embrace it, accept it, and move on and letting it go, right? Obey and learn from your mistakes and experience it. Just obey it. Understand the pattern. I'm pretty sure none of you guys want to go through the same pattern, the same trauma, the same pain. You don't want to go through that. So stop doing the same thing that's putting you in that situation, right? New levels require a new you, a new mindset, a new thinking. So what are you going to do today? Are you going to read the books that's going to help you get to that level? Or you're going to continue doing the same thing that never led you to nowhere? Right? Do not rush what God is taking his time to prepare. Do not rush it. God's timing is perfect. He is not on your time. You're on his time. Remember that. So stay calm. God will get you out of you. God will get you out of this trial. God, and I cannot stop laughing because it's just like, I feel the joy of me just saying that because it is true. We need to start letting God do his work over our life. We got to stop wanting to take control of everything and have control within ourselves. That's what we need to do. Stay calm and to get you out of this trial. Stay calm. God doesn't want you to try harder. God wants you to trust him deeper. Trust him deeper. Stop trying, right? Start trusting, and this will change in you. there will be a spark within yourself that's gonna be enormous, and you're gonna just notice. You're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna be so happy, right? Because you just started within yourself. It started with you. You trusted yourself. You told yourself that you could do it, and you're doing it. So the answer to everything is prayer. There's nothing in this world that prayer can help. Even if it's simple seeking peace and be able to talk and walk with God, or making a request, prayer can help you through the deepest and most difficult moment in your life, because it's a reminder that you're not alone. I want you guys to remember that. Please remember that. Do not forget that. God was always going to be there in every difficult moment of your life. In the most hurtful part of your life, he's always there. You just got to take a time to talk to him. Take a time to pray to him. Don't be afraid to ask God what you want. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Because once you're afraid, you're telling yourself that you're not able to do it. You're telling yourself that you're not able to ask him. And he's a merciful God. He could do big and beautiful things. But you got to believe in that, right? Pray to God and allow God to lead you no matter how uncomfortable it feels. Wait and be patient. I tell myself that every time. I have to trust God more, and I'm letting him do his work over me, and I'm showing up, right? And I'm doing the work. I'm doing as much as it's so uncomfortable. I'm just saying to God, God, I know I'm human, and I have these feelings that is not allowing me to move on because I just want this and this and that. And I just gotta get uncomfortable. I gotta get uncomfortable with this feeling. I gotta let him do his work. I have to understand what it is that God wants me to go through and grow through it. So whatever it is that I'm going through in my life is part of the process of me getting closer to the version of the self, myself that I see. I see it. I just got to work each day to get closer to that person. Do the work, right? Forgive myself for the past experience that I have committed, right? And this is a year really to discover yourself, to learn, to change your own thinking patterns. And that has learned this year. I have to discover myself. I had to learn myself. I had to just embrace who I am. No matter if other people don't accept it or not, I just who I am. And I'm not changing what made me me. I'm just gonna make it better to show that love for other people. Because sometimes when we go through heartbreaks or any situation, we tend to just be like, oh, I'm gonna be cold-hearted. Why are you being cold-hearted? Because the next person might need that love, might need that strength of you. Don't change who you are. That makes you you, right? Become aware of what God is doing through you. Pay attention to the patterns, right? Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20 says, now all glory to God, who is able through his might power at work within us to accomplish infinite more than we think, more than we might ask or think. Understand that God has the power to do a lot of things, right? God has the power to just by sitting down and asking him, he's doing a lot of things for you, right? And in the midst of my journey, I just told myself I gotta remain focused on me and how I could grow to heal for me, right? Because it's sad that everything is temporary and the only one remaining is myself and God. Everything that I have is because of God. Regardless of what's going around me, I gotta focus on controlling my mind, my thoughts, my action. Become aware of everything. That's really what I gotta work on. Everything else is just on its own. It's gonna happen regardless whether I'm here on this earth or not. So nothing can change the love and protection that God has for me. And you gotta believe that. You have to believe that, right? You have to believe that. You have to believe that. You have to believe that. Nothing can change the love and protection that God has for you. Nothing, right? And even when you're not accepting or understanding the lesson at the moment, God will always guide you to the path meant for you and where you need to end up. Even if it hurts, guys, because that's really what I was telling myself. Like, damn, like, I don't want to go through this. Damn, I don't want to feel this. But no matter how much it hurts, God is going to guide you to the path that is meant for you, no matter what. So at this point, you just need to be wise and strong mentally to continue going through the same. You have to be strong mentally to not go through the same lesson again. Because if not, if you didn't learn the lesson, you're going to continue going through it until you learn it. So ask yourself, do I want to go through the same lesson again? Do I want to be tested again? No. So you got to tell yourself, all I have is God. And all I need is him. All I have and all I need is God. And I'm beyond grateful for each moment, even the ones I don't like the outcome or feeling. You got to be grateful, right? Learning little by little to understand and obey his command over your life. Because you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep fighting that old self, that old belief, that old memory. You got to keep fighting it. Never forget that walking away from something unhealthy is brave. Even if you stumble your way out, you're brave enough to walk away from it because you know deep down that God is telling you that it's not meant for you. I got so much things for you. And that is so little for what you deserve. Right? You got to keep going whether people do or don't do for you because God got your back. I want God's to have my back than anybody else. Why? Because once you do something that person doesn't like, they're going to let you go. But God is never letting me go because he's always having my back, even in moments of happiness, of sadness, of just difficult moments. God has always have my back. So you got to keep moving. You got to keep going because there's going to be people that's going to do for you and there's going to be people that don't do for you. And remind yourself that happiness is your own choice. Happiness is free. Hope is free. Faith is free. So you have to choose what you want. It's free to be happy. There's no one charging you that. Hope is free. Faith is free. So why you don't have faith? Why you don't have hope? Why you don't have happiness? Why you choose to be sad and having doubts and having just afraid? Why are you afraid? Be open-minded, be free. You have the power to choose. So you choose what you want in your life, right? And understand this just to finish this call. The real flex is choosing connection over attachment, boundaries over tolerating bullshit, distant over disrespect, right? Discipline over procrastination, growth over comfort zone, healing over traumas, right? Peace over drama, progress over perfection, solitude over fake company, right? Be happy and at peace, knowing that God got you regardless of how you're feeling at the moment. Be at peace knowing that God always has your back no matter what you're going through, because he's fighting battles that you're not sure and you're not aware of. So you got to keep going. You got to keep showing up, because time heals everything. Time heals everything. Everything is temporary, but God isn't. Just always remind yourself, everything is temporary, but God isn't. We are so, in this world now, we're so into like the material and everything of this earth, but we're not focusing on building a closer relationship with God, because that's really internal. That's going to be life lasting. So today, every single day, I'm working on how to get a closer relationship with God, because once I leave this earth, it's on earth. There's nothing I could do about it. But the fact that I have grown each day to get a closer relationship with God and to learn and to obey his command, that is going to have me to live an eternal life with God. So I hope that encourages you as well to do the same, because once we leave this earth, there's no coming back. Once you could get the luxury car, the apartment, you could get everything. But if you feel empty inside, that's not going to satisfy you. So what is going to satisfy you forever? And that is the love of God. That is the protection of God. That's God's mercy and grace over your life. Always do what's best for your own good, no matter what. For your own sanity. Work on healing yourself, healing your spiritual self. Work on becoming aware. Work on becoming stronger mentally, right? That is what's going to be the best thing that you've ever done for you. So be thankful that you're not where you used to be in life. You have outgrown so much and you're still learning. You have survived Allah and you made it to be a better person today. Give yourself credit for making it this far. Give yourself credit, right? Some of your best days are ahead of you. Keep going and don't give up, because there's so much blessing that God has for you. And I cannot wait to see how powerful and how beautiful you're gonna become and you're gonna do in this world, because you started to do the things that you needed to do for yourself. And that is working on healing your trauma, working on changing your own beliefs, right? Working on getting each day closer to the best version of yourself and a closer relationship with God. So I hope that this call was a great call for you guys. I hope that you found it valuable. And I would truly appreciate if you go ahead and share the recordings and the link to this call to someone else that might need this. There's someone out there that needs to hear this. And I'm so happy and grateful that I am doing these calls again, and that God allowed me to continue pushing, continue showing up, because there's so much people out there that needs to hear this, to be better, to become the best version of themselves. And I am honored to do that. I am so happy and honored to be able to push you guys. So thank you so much for hopping on Mindset with Millionaire Mitchie. It was a pleasure to have you guys all today. And I hope to see you guys next Saturday. Have a blessed and abundant day. Love you guys.